Good morning, good afternoon, live here on NUFC Talk TV to do a match preview of the West Ham game in the weekend. When you're so pixelated, man, I don't know. You
Yes.
probably got to come back.
Wins
He's solo
pixelated.
pixelated. We like it that way anyway. But
Don't you look
Ga-
pretty?
and Gary coming back, of course. Yeah, we got another preview. So we play West Ham this Monday, late Monday actually. So kind of a weird game, but some every year you get one of these. You know, it is what it is. Unfortunately for NUFC fans that have to do all the traveling and all that, traveling from down south. But yeah, so
He's back.
And you
there you
back?
go. There
And
you
well,
are.
no, it's worse, mate. It's much worse.
That's good. That's good. That's good. We can see you now, which is worse. So, anyways, folks, how you doing? I hope you're well. Got Win, Gary, and you out there watching. So please hit the like
Yes.
button, subscribe, become a member if you can, gift memberships if you can, if you're already a member as well. We got a lot of shows for NTTV members, so stay tuned for all that. And one of the main ones is the full match review with highlights, and it seemed like it worked. Gary's thing.
You're dubious, were you?
Man, my butt cheeks were clenching onto the seat,
Oh, yes.
but it
That's
did work.
maybe I
So
should copyright every bugger else because that's
exactly.
mine.
So and I think we did well. So we're gonna
Yeah,
the
we
full
need to
match
develop.
reviews.
I tell you what, we need to develop, Chris, just to make it squeaky clean.
Yeah,
Is develop our own watermark. Just get
we
one
can probably do that.
opaque. Yeah, dead
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
So
And we'll definitely we had for the full match highlights. We give you actually a full analysis, play by play of the most important plays of the game, of course. And we'll probably do that Tuesday at 2 p.m. So got to be ready for that one for NTTV Plus members. So if you want to watch that, if you miss it, you'll have to be an NTTV Plus member. So become that today. Anyways, Win, Gary, how's it going?
yeah, good, all good.
Good. Gary's just saying he's having bother with his
My body clock.
ailments, and so he went to bed at 1 o'clock and was up again at 4. I went to bed at 4 and was up again at 1.
Yeah. Well,
How things differ. The other,
uh,
I'm going to say he was the other side of the pond.
I just woke up, man. That's the thing, and I
Ah,
woke up
lovely.
to clean a busted diaper.
Whee.
So
Oh, lovely.
it's
Yes.
not. It wasn't good at all. I don't, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
It's called
Let's.
fatherhood, mate.
Yep, that's right. Let's take a look at the latest poll on the NTTV. You can vote on these polls if you click post on the post tab on the YouTube channel. 548 people have voted for between West Ham and Newcastle, giving us their prediction. 54% say Newcastle, 30% West Ham will win, and 16% draw. Actually, very much even. Maybe it's the run of form. Not run of form. I mean, but just the fact that we keep giving matches away, I guess you can say, is what's keeping people dubious of the outcome at West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, on current form, when you look at how we are and how West Ham have done over the last couple of games, I mean, I know Potter's gone in there and waved his wand around a little bit. To be honest with you, I didn't expect there to be 54% back in Newcastle. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than that, to be fair.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, West Ham's still struggling though. I mean, yeah, I think
Their overall play isn't great.
yeah, Potter's. I mean, somewhat gotten the new manager bounce, but I mean, they're still where they are. Um, but Newcastle as well, and we're playing away. I mean, it depends on how you look at things. But yeah, um, what do you think?
Right. I'm going 2-1 Newcastle, as you know, but I'm just looking at apart from the poll, the actual predictions competition. There are 8 people have gone for a West Ham win, which is unusual in that particular field of runners. 8 for a West Ham win, 3 for a draw. and the rest are all predicting Newcastle wins. Nobody has got us keeping a clean sheet.
I mean, I think that speaks volumes,
And
doesn't it?
that's doesn't it just? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've gone for 1-1 draw, but and I was gonna say one. I think at first I said 1-0 Newcastle, but I don't. I mean, West Ham have been scoring at least a goal every for the most part. So um, we will see what happens there. But all right, well, let's talk about the match then, because it should be an important one for the Premier League. We are right now in currently. Um, oh, come on, where are we?
It's 6, don't we?
We are. I don't know, my Google's flipping out, but
Coffee.
yeah, we are 6 with 44 points, just below Chelsea, above Bournemouth. And West Ham, where's West Ham right here on the table, man? They are 15th. Yeah, they're way below, really. 11 points below us. And so, should we beat a team like West Ham? I mean, should we be able to have, are we favorites to beat West Ham away? We don't know the lineup yet. We're going to get to the lineup, but
Yeah.
just
I
as a-
think, and again, I go back to this, knee-jerk reaction where we get managers get sacked. I don't, Moisey gets sacked because of obviously performance. Everything else just seemed to drop off, and they had Lopetegui, and it just didn't work. You certainly didn't get the manager bounce or the 5% extra from a Lopetegui West Ham. If in anything, it actually went backwards. Now, they have been a bit unlucky with a couple of injuries, and similar to ourselves. But when you've got a team who were so poor, I mean, wherever you are regarding position, it's performance. It's related to performance, and that's why I keep saying you can ride your luck in a couple of games, but you don't ride your luck throughout the season. And it's performance related to where they are. So what they have now in the last couple of games is, yes, you can say it's a new manager bounce. You get that extra 5% out of players. You get a little bit of luck go your way. But it's confidence now. They've gone into 2 games, both ends of the league, if you like, against Arsenal, and scraped to 1-0 and played really, really well, to be fair. And then they get the result against Leicester. But again, like I say, different end of the book, same players, different formation. So Potter's going for continuity with some players. Now, obviously, the lineups we'll discuss in a minute, but there's going to be a question mark over certain individuals that you would be. It would be strange not to see him play as he's now been deemed fit. So for me, it's a case of if they can get an early goal, I think it's going to be difficult for Newcastle. I think if we can keep them pegged and push them, I think there's a couple of areas in their side, and I said one of the lads that we were linked to, which was Tadibo. I haven't looked at him with anything where I'm saying, oh, there's one that got away type of thing. He's probably one of those players that I think it's probably dodged a bullet, if I'm honest. He's not been throwing any punches whatsoever. But like I say, it's an area that I think we can exploit down that left-hand side, our left-hand side. So depending on where Wan-Bissaka sits, if he likes to go and sit against whoever plays left back for us, I've put my predicted lineup down, and the only question mark for me, Willock or Barnes. I think it'll be Willock, but I know there's going to be a massive argument for Barnes starting tomorrow on Monday.
You got insights here. West Ham have scored 5 goals in their last 5 matches. Danny Ings has the most shots on target per match for West Ham. Jared Bowen has created the most big chances for West Ham with 7. On Newcastle's end, we have scored 8 out of their last 5 matches, although we've lost 3 out of our last 5 matches as well. Haven't kept a clean sheet in 5 matches, which is the most important thing here. We cannot keep a clean sheet to save our lives. And not only that, the goals that we let score are I mean, mind-boggling. So That's on top of that. Alexander Isak has the most shots on target per match, 1.5 for Newcastle. So and that's the big question as well. Whether Isak is going to play tomorrow or should he play. If he's trained well, I mean, it is what it is. He probably need to play. So
Got to play for me if he's fit.
Yeah, like I said, there's the way I look at these games now. Champions League, it's a must now, isn't it? And we are into that final run of fixtures. What is it? 11 games left.
Yeah.
So for me, every game, every point you gain now on road or off road, and I think the biggest surprise for me this season is we have virtually matched our home form to away form, where we couldn't do that a few seasons, 2 seasons ago. It was all home, St James's Park was the fortress. It's not been such a fortress this season, but we seem to be picking up a similar amount of points as we do at home anyway. So our form hasn't dropped off, or it hasn't gained momentum away from home. So it's got the potential to be a cracker, to be fair. But it depends on what side turns up.
Well, the last time we were at West Ham, I think Isak scored 2 goals. One was a mistake by the goalkeeper, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And,
Hands on hips.
Yeah. Let's watch that go in.
What?
The goal, Isak's goal celebration.
Oh, yeah.
When he
Forest have just scored against Man City, by the way.
stood with his hands on his hips.
Yeah, and we bottled that one because we had the lead, and at the end we let them score. So that wasn't good. But yeah, we got to go out there and try to get a result. That's for certain. We still got about, literally 6 days to be healthy for the final, though. Still got a whole week really for that. So I wouldn't expect any major changes unless players are feeling hurt. And I guess you can't do anything about that.
The way I look at it is, out of the remaining games, this is definitely one of the games which you would class as winnable. We should win it. And I know that's me being like a lot of Newcastle supporters, we should be beating these teams, etc., which is entitled and probably not realistic the way we're playing at the minute. But if you look at the fixtures that we've got to play, they're one of the lower teams, one of the few lower teams that we've got left to play.
Yeah, we should go out there.
We've got to go for it. Simple as.
But this season, Win, as you've just rightly said there, these are the teams that we seem to struggle against.
Yeah, I know.
We seem to turn up against the teams in and around us. We just don't seem to turn up with teams, like you say, on paper we should be beating.
Yeah, that's true. As far as injured players, we got Somerville for West Ham. You got Paqueta, who is doubtful, but you guys saw somewhere that he's ready. So if he's down, that would be a good one. Obviously, Antonio is not coming in. Fulkrug is going to be missing as well as Kufal. And for Newcastle, we got Botman here written down. Obviously, he's going to be out. Lewis Hall. Trippier doubtful. They have him here. I don't know. With the back injury. Lascelles, of course, out. And Gordon suspended. So we're going to have to create a lineup without some of these guys. I don't know about Trippier. Don't know about him.
He's trained all week. I just don't understand that. I mean, yes, he came off with a niggle off his back, but if he's trained all week, I find it highly doubtful that he won't be involved.
Yeah.
If he doesn't start, he'll definitely be on the bench.
Especially since Lewis Hall.
Doubtful.
Especially since Lewis Hall is not there. He's gonna have to get on. And I feel like I feel like a lot of these guys that are going to play the final need to get the game time, and kind of do what they're supposed to do in the final, and not just show up for the final.
Well, like I say, if it was me, I would be playing the team and the formation that I'm intending to play in the final to see if we can get it to work. Because if you can't get it to work against West Ham, it ain't going to work against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
So
mean, if I don't think there's anybody doubtful that either they're not gonna make it or they are gonna make it. So I don't think so that could work. That could work. I mean, I don't know if Eddie would do that though. I highly doubt it, to be honest. All right, let's take a look at West Ham's lineup here then, or what the last lineup that they use. They don't have Paquetá on this one, but it is Areola at goal, Kilman, Cresswell, Todibo, Wimbisaka on the right side, Scarles on the left. So back five really. Ward-Prowse, who I said we should have gotten. Alvarez and Suchek in the midfield, and up front, Bowen and Kudus. So they're playing the Christmas tree formation. It looks like a pretty good lineup. This one, man. I mean, as far as on the books.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
if you go on what SofaScore have put out, it is like I say, because what you get is a 3-5-3 system. If Wan-Bissaka and this, like I say, I think he's a youth player because again his number's 57. I've never even heard of this lad. He seems to come out of the blue. So I don't know, but I mean, again, it's that fluid system. I quite like this setup, and if you remember, it's something that we have a similar way of playing when we adopt that 5-3. I mean, obviously we play a slightly different formation, but it seemed to work really well against the big sides. So I don't think Eddie has that availability now because obviously we are down to the bare minimum with centre backs, and that's with a makeshift centre back regarding Kraft. So if you play all your centre backs, like I say, we've still got a few games ahead of us. And at the minute, we haven't got any. They talk about 8 weeks for Botman. Lascelles he's back training, but he's training solo, so I can't see him coming back this season. And if he does make a debut, it's going to be right at the end of the season. So, like I say, at this present moment in time, the only players we've got in reserve is Kraft, unless you start looking at the youngsters in the academy.
yeah, yeah. You got a point. I wouldn't play Target though. I'm not. I think Trippier and Livramento will do just fine.
Yeah.
And
Well, I said that I've the way we started with Tino on the left hand side, totally different second half. I appreciate that when he went back to right back, but his balance and attacking prowess on that left hand side overloaded multiple times down that left hand side, and I thought, when we lost Louis Saul, that was going to be a massive problem for us because we hadn't really got like for like players that can fill that void. But Tino actually just stepped up to the mark. And unfortunately, like I say, just I'm not blaming him per se, but just positioning. And again, this is where good leadership comes in. I think if you've got decent leaders on the park, good positioning stops at least one of those goals going in that we conceded.
All right then. Well, that is West Ham's lineup. I mean, we're just thinking, assuming that that's going to be the lineup, but we don't know any better. So I think that would be pretty close to the lineup that they need to that they're going to play against us. For Newcastle, then we got this was from last time around, kind of hypothetical. So
well, Botman's definitely out, isn't he?
Yeah.
yeah, Botman is definitely out, so he's in the hospital. And so would Kraft come in here? I mean, is a back three, is a back five. Would Eddie do that? That's the thing.
Well,
it's like Gary's saying, if one of them gets injured, then we've got no backup at all anyway.
Yeah, but you go back to 4 then. So.
Yeah, that's what I said. But you've got a cup game next week. Then you've literally got your own. Your 4 defenders, if you like. You're just stretched.
If Kraft starts tomorrow in the back 5, that's what we're playing at Wembley, is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And we'll see whether it works or not. So, and that's what I'd be tempted to go with. I want to see that tried.
I probably
Kraft's
would go.
Never let us down this season.
I probably would go for that as well to try it out. Back five is not simple to play or simple to adjust to if you haven't been doing it. And I think if you add one more game to it, might the guys might know exactly what they need to do. And it's not going to be easy though. It's not going to be the same because West Ham don't attack like Liverpool. So, but at least you get another game trial before the final. Um, and so, I mean, I would do that. Gary, would you do that?
Like I said, I wouldn't because we are down to the bare minimum now. So I would stick to what he's been playing all season. I don't think, apart from the odd game, I think if you throw all your eggs in one basket, I'm not saying he won't do it for the final because, like I say, I think there may be a chance of him.
Well, the
But
thing is,
to risk it the week before the final to throw all of your first team centre backs,
actually, I mean,
that's tight.
I probably would do the back five, but I don't think Eddie will. I think though in the final that he needs to throw all his eggs in one basket. I think in the final he needs to throw everything he can, and if he's out of subs, he's out of subs. I mean, I'm sorry, not out of subs, but out of potential good substitutions. It is what it is, man. Because Liverpool is going to come with fury, and you're going to have to contain them. So I think in the final I would go with back five.
Well,
I think
if that's the case, surely you've got to try it out.
but I'm sure they have in training. I understand though. I just contradict
Not the
myself.
same in training, is it?
It isn't, but they never tried it before Arsenal and it worked. So that means that they did. So to be honest, at this point, it's either or egg, the chicken or the egg type thing, and
Absolutely.
you just got to pick your poison.
I mean, I have a feeling for the final and potentially against West Ham, you're going to see this 4-5-1 situation where you have the mid to low block with five that drops into the back four. Especially now J7's back. We've all seen what J7 did against Man City, where he drops in at more or less left centre back at times and left back and fills the void. And he gives you that extra height as well in defence. So there's potential with the setup with a four at the back to even drop into a five, to even drop into a six if you are really under the cosh. But I mean, like I say, the one thing that we haven't got, and that's speed when the ball goes forward. So apart from, any of our midfield, apart from Tonali, there's no pace in the midfield whatsoever. And I think, like against West Ham, and that's why I'm questioning whether we'll have Harvey Barnes or whether it'll be Willock starts. And I think, for me, again, you're looking at pace. I don't think Barnes gives you that pace on the outside. So, and with Willock, you've got that outlet. He can, as we saw in flits and starts, he can beat a player down the width.
Mm-hmm.
And what he does then against the likes of Wan-Bissaka, he'll pin back as a wing back. If he's playing wing back, he pins him back, which then should allow Livramento to move forward and fill the half spaces, so you can overload. And then if Tobido has to move out a bit more to the right hand side to support the likes of Wan-Bissaka, then there's lads, the likes of Bruno, the likes of J7, that can get and support Isak in the half spaces again because of the overload on the left hand side. So for me, I think you've got a lot more options if you go 4-5-1 or stay with the 4-3-3 fluid formation than you have if you just go solid five, because you're going to be limited then going forward because we just haven't got the pace in midfield.
Well, with those 10, we still want another player on the pitch. So is that going to be Barnes or Willock?
Well,
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing.
We got 10 here. So the defense, I would leave it like that. I think that's going to be it. I think Livramento did well the last game. He switched them at halftime. So I mean, because of Trippier's back injury, I guess you can say. So midfield, I mean, it stays the same, obviously. And then you got onto the left wing. The left wing is going to be a big one. You can either put Joe Willock, you can either put Harvey Barnes.
Willock for me. Willock and J7 have often worked well together.
Yep.
They went through a proper purple patch last season.
I would. Last season, who had a purple patch?
Willock and J7 when they were playing together.
No, man, that wasn't last season. Willock was out for the most
Well,
part, man.
he
It's
didn't play
this.
very often.
It was for a
Hey,
few
he's not.
games.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's always been out.
No, it's for a few games this season, for like 2 or 3 games, 2 probably this season that they had that little purple patch that you're talking about. Not even purple patch though. It wasn't last season. What are you talking
It
about?
wasn't.
No, it was this season, and I didn't buy it completely because it was a lot of nothing in my opinion.
Because
But
Tonali wasn't in last season, so
way,
I
man,
had Bruno, J7, and Willock in the midfield.
bro.
But it was
Anyway.
mainly Sean Longstaff, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was long
Yeah,
time.
well, when Willock was injured,
Willock did not play, man, last season, man, more than like probably combined 5 games, probably. It was this season that Joe Linton and actually he invented Eddie Howe. He put Joe Linton as a left wing this season, and Willock as a left midfielder. So I would go for that actually, just to end the argument. And like I said, I don't buy it necessarily that they had this amazing purple patch this season. But I would probably go for that just because I know that Willock can grab the ball, carry it all the way there. As long as he's instructed, shoot or pass. Don't try to dribble your way around the box, bro. Just keep it simple. I think that should be good. That should be decent. So, what would you go with, Gary?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I got them both on the park, and literally before we came on the show, I was doing, like for like. And you've only got to look at the figures, and I don't mean the figures of when Harvey Barnes has come off the bench. You have to look at the figures from the starting position, from a starting 11. Joe Willock's figures from a starting 11 outshines Harvey Barnes. And I think that's what I was saying about Harvey Barnes last week when he started. As much as he did really well when he come inside on the inside left position, when he goes outside on the right hand side, sometimes he becomes a bit static, and he becomes a bit static as well on the left hand side. And because he hasn't got that pace to actually go round players, he relies on space to run into. There's very few teams in the Premier League in any season are going to give you that opportunities. And like I said, when the whole team are working and other players are running in the half spaces that move players out the way for you, you can exploit those players and you can exploit the spaces. And for me, Harvey Barnes has proved time after time after time that when there's tired legs in front of you, he can exploit those spaces because players then make mistakes. And we've seen it in the past where he scored worldies from just on the edge of the box with his right foot. He can beat any goalkeeper. And that for me is where Harvey Barnes is this season. Now, whether that goes, there's lots of rumours. Well, is this the last season for Harvey Barnes? I think that's up to Harvey Barnes now. I think what he's done is he's cemented his place on the bench because of the impact he gives to the team in the 65th to 70th minute. If you want that extra goal scorer, then instead of just reliant on playing a Zula, then you've got Harvey Barnes that can actually come on and do something. And the other thing with me is what you get with Willock is the opposite. Willock starts every game really well, but then tails off towards the end of the game. So for me, I would say to Willock, go run your legs off, give us 60 minutes because you're going to be coming off anyway because Harvey Barnes is coming on. So it'd be for me everything written as the rule. You go out there and do what you can for the 60 minutes or until you can't give any more, and I'll make the change. I'll make that change when I need to.
By the way, we've got Ray Fagan in the chat. Hello, Ray, stalwart of the middle of the night shows.
Yeah, the midnight shows.
And he's saying, and we didn't really discuss this, even if we're going to play a 4 at the back, what about putting Kraft in for Share, who's been abysmal lately?
Yeah.
Well, that could be. Tim said the same thing actually as well.
There's a few been saying it, to be fair.
A few been saying that it's not going to happen.
And I wouldn't be averse to that at all.
Well, I wouldn't either. It's not going to happen though. I mean, the moment that Eddie Howe drops Share is the end of his life. So
well,
we
but
got a manager that has
pick up
favorites.
the arse he needs.
Yeah, but he's not. But we talk about this manager who doesn't believe in that. He's got his favorites. He puts his favorites to a fault, and it's just the way it works. Like it's always worked. Like if you try to deny that, it's you cannot deny that. It's undeniable. He does that, and so I would agree. If Kraft needs some minutes, but he's not going to play though unless he's a back 3 right now.
Yeah,
with everybody else hurt.
I think there's far too much of a gamble for me. I mean, I agree with you. Kraft has certainly done nothing wrong when he's come in, but he isn't. He's a makeshift centre half rather than a steady centre half, and he fills the void as and when he's required. But when things get to the point, and don't get me wrong, I've said week after week after week about Fabian Schär and his problems, positional, and other things. And like I say, he puts more pressure on everybody else. But I think if we can play and we can keep Trippier in the side at right back, he does seem to have a bit of a calming scenario with the likes of Burn and the likes of Shaw, because again, Burn wears that colours on his from his art, and he, as good as he started, he has had a couple of cracky games over the last few weeks because he's trying to cover so many different positions. He doesn't constantly, like last week, he was moving out towards the left-hand side to try and cover Livramento, which left Shaw literally on his own. Tino was out of position a couple of times because he was worried with pace coming in around the other side. So for me, there's got to be more talkers on the pitch. There's got to be more captains showing a little bit of love towards the rest of the players and giving them a kick when they need to. And that, to me, has been fundamental this season with Bruno being captain. We just haven't had enough pointers, not enough people pointing the finger and telling them where to be. And like I say, that may give us that little bit of a nod with Trippier in the side with Shaw. It also gives us a bit of a nod the other way. If Kraft was to come in, you've got that calming influence. Like I said, I wouldn't be adverse to any of them, because you've got Tino that could, if Trippier gets injured at right back, Tino can drop to right back, and then you've got Target on left back. So there is a choice to make.
All right, then. So let's get into the tactical thing then, the tactical part of this. What do we need to do? How do we need to attack? We already got the players that are going to play.
So I'm going to take Barnes out, because that is the side that we looked at. So, for me, like I said, the one thing I don't know about Ward-Prowse and Paqueta, because obviously Paqueta's just coming back from an ankle injury. So I've got the two of them. But as Ward-Prowse has started the last two and they've won the last two, I cannot see Potter changing his side. So I'm going to take Paqueta out as well. And I'm going to stick with the same team that have won the last two games. And they play with this, like I say, they play with a 5 at the back against Arsenal. They played with a 5 in midfield against Leicester. Where do they see Newcastle? Are we an Arsenal? Are we a Leicester? Well, obviously, we haven't been as good as Arsenal this season because the league position tells us. So I think they're going to play this fluid wing-back system where you'll have the likes of Scales drop in. And as Wynne said, Creswell is quite happy to drop on that left-hand side. He's more of a left-back than he is a left centre-back. So he can help if he wants to move forward. But I think it's going to be more this right-hand side. We all know that Wan-Bissaka likes to get forward. He likes to roam into these half spaces and support down the channels. So for me, it's like I said before, it's what Willock does and Tino. If we can pin Wan-Bissaka back in the defensive areas and Tino can get in support in this area, by the time you pull Tobido out from that narrow centre-back position on the right-hand side with these two, I want one of another player. And I'm not saying, like I say, because either of these guys aren't quick. Murphy potentially can probably come round into the half space if Isak sees, rather than run across the field and get two up top with these two dropping in deep. So for me, it's not what West Ham will do against us. It's what we can do against them if this is our lineup. And I think it's going to be very much the Willock and Tino Livramento show, pushing Wan-Bissaka back and us doing an overload, bringing Tobido out of the 3 at the back and maybe getting 1 of 4 exploiting those areas that Tobido offers. Because at the end of the day, we know Kilman was half decent. He's a half decent centre-back, but he's got faults. He does follow players at times and he leaves openings. Again, Creswell's more of a left-back than he is a left centre-back. Does a great job in that left-hand side, but again, has faults in him. So I can see definitely areas of concern. Hence, again, these are the same players that have conceded all those goals. So there is opportunities to get in behind. but it's how we work it. And again, it's not going to be a case of one area is going to win more than the other. For West Ham, as always, Ward-Prowse is superb with the dead ball situation. Shaw worries me about the fouls in and around the box. So if we get any fouls against us from 20-25 yards, we know who's going to be on the ball if Prowse starts. We know what Kudus gives them down the left-hand side. Very tricky, very quick player. Seems very balanced. But again, one of those mental players doesn't always turn up on that high spark. But wins favourite in the West Ham team, Jared Bowen, seems to be Mr. Consistent. And again, whether he plays out on the right-hand side or whether he plays straight through the centre, he knows where the goal is. He's a good player, got a really good head on his shoulders, and can cause us problems if we work it. But again, what they've got is a system where Bowen can come out and Souček can come inside with Kudus dropping in. So again, they've got a really good fluid midfield where Alvarez and Ward-Prowse will just drop in the half space. So again, if we give them the opportunities, I think they can score against us. But I don't, like I said, I'm not the type of person who looks at the opposition with a great void and say, you've got to play deep. You've got to stop them. Then these guys aren't a Liverpool, a Man City, or an Arsenal, or even a Forest. If you look at it from that point of view, they are a good side, but it's what we can do to them, and I think that should be the emphasis. You play in the final third, and I think you'll see cracks appearing in West Ham.
Are we setting up with 10 men again? No way.
What?
No. Yeah, we got it. Okay.
Going to say there's not 10 men there.
Yeah. Okay. Because
is somebody saying that?
Hoskins. Yeah, we're saying that 10 men versus 11 men.
Yeah, anyway. you need to look through the cracks.
Anyway, no, I was about to go. We done that before, and we forgot about to.
Well, at one point, I think we had 12 on, so I had to take one off.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, that's the tactical.
I think it's because you can't see the top of the screen there. You can't see Trips and Murphy on.
Oh, can't you? I see. I'm only looking at my screen. I can't see it on the thing.
But we'll get this sorted. No problem. So now we're going 11-11. So that was the tactical insight, the tactical analysis on that part. Shall we do then? We still got a little bit of time. We're only going to go an hour long. So please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Let's do this one then. The only player by player. Do we have a better squad than the Hammers? By the way, I forgot about in the league we're 6th right now. But we do have a game to play against Crystal Palace, who we're just keeping at bay. In case, we're gonna have to play anyway. But I think that if we do need an extra 3 points, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one to play later on in the season. So
Palace is again one of the out of the games we've got left. I'm looking at West Ham. Well, the London teams basically West Ham, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Leicester and Ipswich are games. If we don't win, if we don't get 15 points out of those games, we ain't getting Europe.
Well, hopefully that's not true. So hopefully we do get him. We should be able to beat Palace. That should be one of the games that
Palace have started doing what they did back in the last season.
Come good at the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to get it done. All right, play by player then, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have a better squad than West Ham? Please let us know in the chat if you think which player would you rather have if it was for your team, which I guess Newcastle. So Martin Dubravka versus Alphonse Areola from France. Interesting. Areola. I would rather have Dubravka, to be fair, but
Dub's for me.
Areola's been in for a long time. As well.
Well, Fabianski is sort of trying to knock him off the team permanently.
Yeah. So, Gary?
Yeah, Dubs, I think.
Dubs is good. Okay, then. So we'll go into. So they got a back 5, man. We should have gotten a back 5 as well. All right. So let's say Kilman versus who would Kilman play? Oh no, actually, who would Kilman play against? Byrne?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's left there.
Burn, Dan Burn versus Kilman. I'd probably go. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of. I'd probably go Kilman, to be fair.
BDB for me. Needless to say. It's from Blythe, you know.
He is from Blythe. There's not much in the two of them, to be fair. Crikey, that's a. Only on age. I'm going to go on age,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say Kilman because Dan Burn's getting slower.
All right, and then you got Fabian Share. Let's see who people. Come on, people, get involved in the chat. Let us know who you pick. And Todibo.
Oh, crikey! Yeah.
Yeah, this is John Clare Todibo.
Well, as we were linked with him.
No way. Yeah. Todibo's
I suppose you can go with Todibo.
Yeah. Current form you've got.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you're going current form, Burns shouldn't have got it.
No, no matter what Burns form.
A lot of matter with Burns form. There's a lot to matter with that. Cresswell, where do we put Cresswell with? I mean,
he goes against Tino.
No, because you got Scarles on the left.
Yeah, we could. I mean, we can throw Scarles though. I mean, like I say, he's a Bairn who's coming to the side.
Yeah, Scarles and Livramento. I'm still gonna pick Livramento, so wouldn't even bother to do that one.
Yeah, exactly.
And now on the right, you got Trippier versus Wan-Bissaka. Now that's
Trips for me.
That's a tough one. On pace, Trippier cannot keep up with him. But
no.
Who would I rather have for a final? I probably still have Trippier though, because he still has a head on the shoulders.
If I wanted a captain on the side, if I wanted somebody who's going to be able to talk, then I'd go with Tino, with Trippier. If I wanted a player that can give me something going down the wing, I'd go with Wan-Bissaka. But I think I've got to go with play because, like I say, we should have captains on the field. We've got the likes of Dan Burn and Bruno and Tonali now. So I'm going to go Wan-Bissaka. I'm going to go with play.
Okay. So, all right then. What about?
So who are you going with, Chris?
I'm going to go with Trippier.
Right, that's Trips win that one. Then.
Yeah.
So midfield, I don't think there's a competition. Tonali better than Edson Alvarez, in my point of view. So, win.
Tonali all day.
Yeah. No competition for me, Tonali.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got, look, we could put Ward-Prowse against who? I mean, Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then you're gonna have to put Souček against Joe Linton.
Yeah.
I mean, either I think we're gonna win every time though. So
I was gonna say, even if you swap them around, I still think you've got a better midfield.
Yeah, we got a better midfield. So the whole midfield is gonna get that one. Poor Souček. And then up front. By the way, though, Scarles. I mean, actually, Cresswell. We didn't even kind of skipped him because we don't. But Kudus up there with Joe Willock. You can say
Kudus.
or Bowen. Would you? I mean, no, actually, Kudus and Joe Willock. Would you put Kudus then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be that one then. And Jared Bowen versus Murphy. I mean, no way in hell.
Bowen.
But it's not, is it? It's Bowen versus Isaac.
No, it isn't. Kudus and Bowen are going to be loose. None of them are going to play in the middle.
Well, who are you going to play? Who are you going to put up against Isaac?
Well, I mean, they don't. According to the lineups, they don't have nobody. I have to put Cresswell up there.
Hey, I'll pick Cresswell. No,
either way, Isaac is going to win anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you take it position by position, Bowen against Murphy is not even close, man.
No.
Well, I agree with that, but the point is who you're then putting up against Isaac.
Well, they're spare player.
Bowen is playing centre forward.
It's really weird, though, isn't it?
No,
for me,
he isn't.
For me, our midfield three is better than their midfield three because obviously you've got the likes of Souček. Yeah, who did you put Souček up against?
Well, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. We put him when we put him against Joe
Linton.
Really.
Yeah, Joe Linton.
Right.
Right. So, like you said, you either go with your width players, which is where Bowen and Kudus would have
Exactly.
played if they were playing in a 4-3-3, but they've gone to this 5-3-2 scenario now where they play a fluid 2 up top. So,
Yeah.
like I said, the person who goes out, he scores. But the two that win our boys are the two wide players, and the one who wins up top is Isaac anyway, because there's
Yeah.
nobody in that side that beats Isaac, even if Fulkrug was fit or Antonio was fit.
And even if you put Isak against Bowen, Isak will win that one. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's pointless. If you put him on the right position, Bowen will win, and Kudus over Willock. So there you go.
So what was that? A mixed defence, our midfield, and two of their attack and one of ours.
Well, we've
So-
got Dubs, we've got their two centre halves, our two fullbacks, our midfield, and Kudos and Bowen with Isaac up front. Not a bad team, that actually.
No, it's not, is it? Yeah,
No,
I wouldn't mind that every week in, week out.
No,
I'll
I wouldn't
definitely
mind.
take some of
I
their
wouldn't
players.
mind Bowen and Kudos on our wings.
Oof, no, mate. What a
No,
difference
no.
that would make.
No. All right, then. Well, player that have played for this is a little bit of a quiz for everybody out there. So please let us know in the chat. Players who have played
There's been
for
loads.
West Ham and Newcastle. Newcastle West Ham players. There's been a lot actually. One top of my head, Nobi Solano.
Nobby.
Nobi played at the end of his career.
I'm
for
going
West
to
Ham.
give you. I'm going to give you the curveball, and I only found this out the other day. Harrison Hashby.
Oh, really?
Oh, of
Yeah.
course, he's still here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Dembaba, that's the easy one.
Oh yeah, Denver.
Can I shift out the way? How do I get out the way here?
Move your damn chair.
Oh, you can't. You still can't see him. Pop Robson.
Pop Robson.
Oh, Bob Robson did, huh? Back in the day. Kevin Nolan,
Yeah, Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll, yeah, that's a good one.
Paul
Rob
Kitson.
Lee. Rob
Paul-
Lee.
Paul Kitson back in the
Oh,
day.
Rob Lee, that's I bet he did everything to do that.
Did he go to West Ham? Did he?
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
don't
He
know.
was. He was at West Ham.
I bet he made that happen.
2003 was it? 2002, 2003, 2004.
Rob Lee, here we go. Rob Lee, 2003 for 16 games.
Yeah. There you go. I know
Maybe
he
just
at the end of his career, more or less, wasn't it?
maybe just to play for his boyhood club.
Paul Kitson back in the day. Arthur Cox's golden boy.
Another one who went was Craig Bellamy, didn't he?
Yeah,
didn't he go?
Bellamy, aye.
Shaka Hislop,
Shaka Hislop.
goalkeeper. Pavel Cernicek.
Eh?
Pavel,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cernicek, 2003, for 3 games.
Oh, I can't remember that.
Yeah, that's funny. For 3 games, that must have been a 10-day no, not a 10-day, but a month contract or something.
But I think he went there on. Didn't he not go there as backup to somebody?
Scott Parker,
Oh, Scotty Parker.
Scott
Yeah, that was a
Parker,
good one.
yeah, aye.
Stuart
Les
Pearce.
Ferdinand,
Stuart Pearce.
Stuart
There you
Pe-
go.
Our player of the year, of course, Scott Parker.
Le-
when he was the-
Les Ferdinand did as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Marlon Harewood.
Oh
Into
God,
that.
aye.
Wasn't Diarmi there before he come to us? Didn't Diarmi?
Diame.
The Demba Ba,
Oh,
Demba
Mohamed
Ba.
Diame. Yeah.
because we
But that Diame did. Oh yes, Diame. I love Diame, man. Diame was. I love Diame, man. I wish we had Diame right now. That midfielder, that's like Patrick Vieira type body style. I love those. That's what what's his name? Louis Miley could be, but we'll see.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
going to
man.
say he's got that stride, doesn't he? Like,
Diame is just huge, and I love Diame, man. Mohamed, he played for Villa as well, didn't he? I think he played. I think he played for Villa.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
It almost feels like if you play for Villa, you play for West Ham.
You play
I don't
for
know
West
why.
Ham, yeah, exactly.
Claret and blue.
It's claret and blue, yeah, exactly.
I don't know why, but it seems like to work that way. But no, man.
Kudos, Burnley, West Ham.
Blimey, yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? That
Who else we got there? Wayne
Lee Bowyer.
I don't remember this one. Wayne Quinn.
Ooh,
Oh.
who's that?
That's somebody at the door for me, 2 seconds.
Wayne Quinn.
Wayne Quinn's at the door for win.
Wayne Quinn's at the door. What the hell, man?
Love it.
Wayne Quinn played for Newcastle in 2000, and then for 15 games. Well, not 15 games, but he was there for 15 games. And then 2003 for West Ham.
Oh,
So I mean, went under the radar for certain.
yeah.
But man, I love Diame, man. Diame is one of my favorite midfielders.
Me too. He, like I say, he got that stride. You know, like I say, that controlling stride.
That
Doesn't matter
body
how
type.
fast the opposition were running. He just seemed to
Yeah.
keep up with them all the time. You know.
I love
Really
Diame,
good.
man.
Really good.
So, and that's it. Lee Boyer, we said that as well. I think.
I don't think there's. Like I say, I don't think there's many more now. We've hammered
Oh,
most of them.
There's a lot.
But there's a hell of a lot there, isn't there? Yeah, I'm going to say. I couldn't believe how many had gone to West Ham or come from West Ham.
Exactly. Quinn was a left back, said Tim. I don't remember him. Well, I mean, obviously, I was too young then. To be fair, 2003. That was, I mean, yeah. But there you go. So
He was a left back. I can't remember him. How bad is that?
Yeah.
My saying that falls into my my gap. I'm going to say my gap 15 years. So I'll probably if he didn't light any fires, I probably haven't. Oh, look at him with his purple shirts on.
Look what's just arrived.
Yay!
Not purple. That's
Beautiful.
the McEwen's the blue shirt, which looks weird now because
I was going to say his purple shirt.
Because you got a green screen.
Yeah, I've had one of these since we got beat off Bilbao.
That's one I've been trying to get to, by the way. I've been trying to get to that one. Is that the 200 quid one we saw at the Granger Market?
I got it on eBay for 75.
Oh.
We were talking about. Do you remember we were talking about?
Yeah, we were.
The night, so out of just curiosity, I went there. Bloody hell, XL 75. I love that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very nice shirt. But how funny it looks on when you've got the green screen on, doesn't it? When it goes purple on the screen.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look blue.
It looks purple.
Oh, it looks all right from where I am.
Yeah, well. Anyways,
Yes.
so that's a good one. Predictions then. Last predictions. What do you guys think for Monday?
Yeah, well, I went literally from the start of the week. We went 2-1, 2 win. For me, like I said, we've got to start turning a corner, and I keep saying it week after week, and I keep saying it's going to be 2-1. One of them's got to come right, and I'm sure it's going to be this one.
Well,
I have a feeling in my water.
I did that with 3-0 for virtually all of the first half of the season, and that didn't get us very far. Well, I was getting the wins, but not the extra points. I'm going 2-1 as well.
2-1. I'm gonna for now keep it 1-1. Who knows? I might change.
Yeah, it depends on who the starting line is on Monday.
Change.
I mean, when we come on the show at 7:00, it could be like I say, it could be 2-1 to West Ham. It could be 4-0 to West Ham.
Yeah. But Wayne Quinn was, Tim says, replaced Didier Dummy before
Oliver
Rob
Bernard.
Elliott and Oliver Bernard.
Yeah,
I don't remember no Quinn guy.
Yeah, I
Quinn. I remember Mickey Quinn. That's it.
Yeah.
Who ate all the pies?
Exactly.
Now he's put that in. Yeah, I've got him now. I've got him.
Yeah, Wayne Quinn, I can remember him. But he came from Sheffield Wednesday, didn't he?
Well, I was going to say, is that the lad who come from Sheffield? I was going to say that.
Man, I can't believe you reminded me of Mohamed Diame, man. That is crazy. I love Diame, man. One of the greatest midfielders we ever had. Now I think we're going a little bit too far, but
yeah.
But Diame, man, that midfield. That's what I got to live with. Those are my heroes, man.
Diame was in crap, man.
No, he wasn't. He was a presence in the midfield, man.
Oh,
but see, those are.
He eventually scored. It bounced off his arm.
But it's not his job to score, fool.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He was our Carlo Toure.
Hey, he was our Yaya Toure.
Garbage.
He was our Yaya Toure, man. But well, there you go. Look, that's the heroes I get to look, and you get mad at me for wanting to win, for wanting to get better players. Well, look at the heroes I got to pick from, man. Those are my heroes. But Mohamed Diame, though, really good giant in the midfield, yeah. So, but anyways,
big lump and nothing.
No, man. He reminds me of the Wanga years. What's the Wanga? It was Wonga, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The
Sponsors.
I got my Wonga share back here, man. That was 15, 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe we had Wongas. There's fucking hell. We were knackered.
Crazy.
We are knackered.
Anyways, we have Virgin.
Hey, I was very grateful for Wonga. I love you, know, because there was one season. If it hadn't have been for Wonga, I wouldn't have been able to afford me season ticket back in the day.
Which now season tickets have gone up, so maybe that's another show incoming. And people are mad about their little $10 extra they got to pay.
Anybody who's whinging about the prices going up this season want the heads seen though.
Hey, Win, I've just had a look at Diarme. 16-17 season, he got 6 goals and assists.
Yeah, man. And he's
3 and 3, man.
And he was a 6, man. What are you talking about? Mohamed Diame. I need to, man.
Average the 6.
That was in the championship, man.
On a good day. Exactly in the championship.
That was in the championship, though.
That's what I'm saying. He was a good championship player. I don't think he was very good in the Premier League.
No, but I just like, you know, it's like, I just loved him, man. He's a good just player. Put his head down and got to work. That's it. You know, that's all we needed at that time, anyway.
And we were waiting for the team news coming out then, but it's in the bar before, and we were saying, "Oh, not fucking Diarme again." Oh,
oh bless. I tell you something now. He went to a few clubs. Ended up.
Oh in, did he play for Aston Villa? I could swear it was someone at Aston Villa.
No, it was West Ham. You're getting confused with. I think with the colours. Yeah, with the colours.
Man, I thought he was Aston Villa, man. Fucking hell. Was it before or after?
He came to Newcastle after West Ham.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he started at West Ham 2012-13 season. Had 3 seasons in the Premier League. Then he came and joined us in the Championship at the age of 29. So he was right at the end of his career, mate, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean,
and he looked it.
I thought he did well, man. But look, Mohamed Diame, man, cult hero, baby.
for one person.
Cult hero, baby. Come on, respect your heroes. Heritage.
Love it.
Anyways, folks, it's been a good one. It's been a lovely show.
Heresy.
Where's Diame from? Ivory? Ivory Coast?
I think he is, isn't he? Ivory Coast, yeah.
Ivory Coast.
Yeah. No idea. The quicker he gets back there, the better.
Man. Hey, man, I love Diame, man. Anyways, folks,
Senegal.
Sunday.
He was Senegal, mate. Senegal.
Oh, Senegal. Was it? Okay, fuck me, man. I'm like way off because I thought his flags were orange
West
and green.
Africa, yeah, next door nearly.
It's next door, yeah, I'm going to say.
I thought his flag was orange and green. I thought that was Ivory Coast.
Well,
it's yellow, green, and red, isn't there? With the star in the middle.
All together.
Okay.
Ghana's got the star.
Yeah.
Then you've got Senegal's got the crescent or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
All right then. Well, we'll be tomorrow. No show. Sunday off for everybody. So you should enjoy that one. And Monday match day, and we'll probably do the. Are we going to do a 2 p.m. show? Maybe, I don't know. We'll
have a look.
We'll see. But regardless, match day an hour before kickoff, and we
hit
do
the
have
bell and get the notifications, and you'll not miss anything.
Exactly. Thank you very much, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye. How are the lads?
Lasses and